Why is it so hard for people to understand this really basic concept? If you want to win and you want to guarantee that you are going to get where you want to get, everybody wants the guarantee. That's why they ask so many questions. You know, they say, how long is it going to take? What's the best way to get here? What's this? What's that? And they analyze all these different things. And they try to come up with this college auditorium-sized blackboard full of formulas and graphs and all these things that are going to make us more successful. They're going to get us the respect that we're looking for, the recognition that we look for. We try to plan all of these things out. And the problem is for most people is they come to a point where they are overwhelmed by the information. And every once in a while, you've just got a bottom line shit. What's the fucking bottom line here? And the bottom line for you, and the bottom line for me, and the bottom line for every other motherfucker on this planet is really simple. If you want to be great, if you want to get the recognition, if you want to get fucking paid, if you want all of the things that you dream about, there is only one way to guarantee that you will have those things. Only one. And that is becoming so fucking good at what you do, no matter what it is you do, that it is undeniable that other people recognize how great you are. It's a character trait that you fucking develop. That means any place that you are put, you will put in the work, you will learn the skills, you will improve your arsenal to become the undeniable best in that role. And if you have that attitude, you are going to be the absolute best that you can fucking be. If you remember this concept and put it in play, you cannot ever fucking lose. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what race you are, what gender you are. It doesn't matter who your fucking parents are. Dude, we can make every excuse in the book. But I promise you, for every excuse you can make, there are literally thousands of people who had it harder than you that have done what the fuck you want to do. There is nothing that can fucking stop you when you become so skilled that every single person around you sees that and it recognizes that. And that is a habit. That is not a gift. That is something that you can create. It's a skill you can learn. So develop the skill of becoming undeniable. If you remember this concept and put it in play, you cannot ever fucking lose.
What's going on, bro? Welcome to the video. It's gonna be a quick one for you guys because I did come across this new challenge that I'm about to do, and it is called 75 Hard. This is by Andy Frisella. He basically came up with this challenge, years ago. I did hear about it back then, but I never really, wanted to do it because I've always felt like I did it in the first place, and I thought it was basically one of those fitness trends that everybody was hopping on. And I'm not really the one to follow the crowd, follow the trends, to try to blow up, go viral. That's never really been my thing. I pretty much like to stay in my lane and do what I like to do, what brings me pleasure, what brings me purpose. And basically that is what I'm here to do, is this challenge, because recently I started listening to Andy Frisella just to kind of stay motivated, stay disciplined, stay consistent. And I came across one of his podcasts where he was like talking about it, and he basically just told you, like, if you wanted to do the challenge, you just go to this episode. He has the podcast there. I'll put it in the description, so if you want to take a look at it. So basically this is like the first phase of the actual challenge. There's 2 more phases after this if you want to go through with it. So right now we're just going to do the 75 Hard phase 1 challenge to see if we can do it, basically to build mental toughness, because when life gets hard, this is how you build your mindset in order for you to keep going, right? Because throughout my years, I have found out that being mentally tough is the key to life, right? So you kind of learn that the hard way, and you know, I just want to mentally prepare myself in case, you know, something, you know, life's adversities do, you know, come about. So I want to be prepared whenever, you know, that happens, and this challenge is definitely gonna help me out a lot. So basically, just to give you a quick rundown of the actual challenge, so it is basically 75 days, and you have to do the 5 things consistently that he says to do. They're basically non-negotiables. They are, you know, 5 things that you have to do in the day in order for you to complete the challenge. So number 1 is you're gonna have to stay on a diet. He says that you can choose any diet that you please, but obviously you want to have it to be, you know, healthy, right? You want to have a diet that's going to help you perform at your best, because this is what you're going to want to do to become the best version of yourself. And, you know, in order for you to do that, you have to have a diet that is going to help you perform at its best. So I will put a picture of the meal plan that I'm going to do in the description. It's going to be like a little Google Docs for you guys. So if you want to, you know, just have this meal plan for yourself, I basically used this meal plan, or I created this meal plan that helped me during my marathon training. So yeah, I'm just going to, you know, do that same one. I also completed a marathon while working a union labor job as an electrician. So, you know, like if you're doing hard working labor, you know, you're always outside or you're always on your feet, this is basically going to help you out, pretty much maintain your weight, build muscle, burn fat. So go ahead if you want to follow this, you know, meal plan. I'm gonna have it there in the description for you guys, so you guys can follow along with the journey as well. So yeah, I'll basically kind of run you through the diet here. So meal 1 is basically just going to be like some overnight oats, protein overnight oats with a protein bar or a protein shake, whatever, you know, I feel like choosing. Obviously it's going to be, you know, fast and efficient, convenient for you. And then obviously second meal is going to be, you know, beef and rice or chicken and rice, probably some veggies in there, avocado. And then the last meal of the day is probably going to be 1 cup of egg whites, 4 whole eggs, and then either Greek yogurt or Kodiak cakes, some protein pancakes, you know, whatever I have, you know, on hand. So basically it's just going to be those 3 meals or 4 meals if you want to, you know, include the protein bar as a meal. But yeah, that's basically just going to be the diet. Roughly it's probably around like 180 grams to 200 grams of protein, probably 60 to 70 grams of fat, and then around like, I don't know, 250, 300 grams of carbs in that range. So definitely gonna help your body, you know, recover with the food and, you know, build some muscle with that high protein intake as well. So that's the first one, is going to be to lock into your diet. Second one is you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside, and then one of them has to be inside. So obviously we're going to be weight training, and then as far as like the other 45-minute workout, you can do any type of workout, basically cardio, you know, whatever you want to do outside or inside, does not matter. You can lift outside as well, he said. So you get to choose what you want to do. Obviously I'm going to be, one workout is going to be lifting. Obviously I'm going to do the push-pull legs that I've always been doing, and then the other workout's probably going to be like arms, calves, and abs, just to get that extra day in. And then as far as, you know, the cardio goes, I always do my fasted cardio outside, so we're just going to increase that to 45 minutes. Typically it's like 20 to 25 minutes, so doing an extra 20-25 minutes in the morning or at night, whatever the case may be. So that is the training protocol. Number 3, non-negotiable, is going to be 1 gallon of water. So you have to drink your gallon of water throughout the day just to keep you hydrated. And then number 4, pretty easy as well. Well, some people might not find it easy, but you have to read 10 pages of a self-development book. So currently reading one right now, so I got that one. And then I also purchased the Andy Frisella book that he has for mental toughness, so pop that up right here. I also bought that, so whenever I'm done with the other book that I'm reading now, gonna move on to that one. And then I also bought another book that is highly recommended as well. It is called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Basically, you know, philosophy, how to think, psychology, everything like that. Stoicism, pretty sure it's gonna have that in there. So everything that's going to help you develop your mind to beat the adversities of life. This is what the whole challenge is about, to build that mental toughness, build confidence, build discipline, build consistency, and overall becoming the best version of yourself, right? So, and then the last and final thing is you have to take a progress picture every single day. Obviously, I'll probably just do this, first thing in the morning. This is obviously just supposed to help you keep accountable, and then you also get to see like your progress, where you started from day 1 all the way to day 75. But the whole challenge is that if you skip any of these 5 things in the day, like if you don't get them done, you have to start back from day 1. That is the whole challenge, to build the mental toughness, because obviously, let's say you're on day 74, you're right at the end and you skip the last day. You have to literally start from square one. You can't, just say that you did it. You have to, be accountable, take responsibility, and, not skip any of those 5 things that he says to do. So that is basically the whole challenge throughout the 75 days. You have to do that 75 days straight, without missing any of the 5 non-negotiables. And I'm going to pretty much document week by week for you guys to help you guys follow along. So if you want to start the journey as well, go ahead and do so. He also has an app. It's called 75 Hard. All you have to do is look it up on the App Store. It's basically right here. There's the man himself, Andy Frisella, 75 Hard. So basically it has everything that you need to complete the challenge. You have the book, you have some merch if you want to stay active with there. But all you have to do is click start day 1 now, and then click start now, and then you can basically track your progress there, right? So that's basically what we are going to do. And I'm pretty excited for the journey, because I always like to challenge myself. I've done the marathon, I've done the extreme weight loss program, I've done getting down to a certain body fat percentage, I've done powerlifting meets, I've done a lot of challenges. So this is just something new. And when I heard about it, when it first went viral, I was like, I don't need to do that, I already do that anyways. But then listening to the podcast where he actually speaks about it, I really thought to myself, yeah, maybe I haven't really done this every single day for 75 days straight, right? So obviously this is going to take a lot of mental capacity, and I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to complete it no matter what, and I'm excited for it, man. So hopefully you guys are as well. Hopefully you guys can join me as well, so you guys have all the tools, all the resources that you need in order for you to complete the challenge. It is just up to you to go out there and do it for yourself. So if you're ready to start changing your fucking life, starting to self-develop, build that mindset, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, love you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.